Hello, welcome to this week's Midweek Connection. I'm Todd Jordan. I serve as senior pastor here at Strawbridge United Methodist Church. I am so glad that you've joined me today. I'm sorry, I feel like I need to talk a little bit about COVID. There have been a lot of, just simply because there have been a lot of people asking about what to do. The bad news is we have a number of church members who have tested positive, who've gotten sick. The good news is the symptoms seem to be relatively mild for most people. I don't know of any serious cases, so that's good. But people have a lot of questions about when to come back, how to come back, that sort of thing. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. I wanted to frame it, though, with a little bit of scripture. This is from John 13. It's Jesus is speaking to his disciples, and he has just washed their feet, and he is about to serve them the Last Supper before his arrest and crucifixion. And he tells them this in verses 34 and 35. I give you a new commandment, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also should love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. And this gets interpreted one of three different ways. One, it gets interpreted as Jesus speaking to his disciples, telling them, I'm commanding you to love each other. That is, the disciples, the people within the Christian movement, to love one another as I have loved you. The second way of understanding it is Jesus is saying to love others, those outside the following, outside the church community, the stranger, the enemies, the people they know but know or don't know well, everybody else. The third possible way to interpret it is all of the above, and that's, of course, how I interpret it, that Jesus is saying, regardless of who we're talking about, we're to love and care for one another. That's the bar of expectation for Christians. That's what Christ expects of us, and that's what we want to do. And so I think in the spirit of wanting to care for one another, here's what I'm asking of you with regard to the COVID and the protocol that's going around. If you are sick with COVID, and you've either been diagnosed and tested, or you think you're sick with COVID. If you've not been vaccinated, I'm asking that you stay away for 10 days, just to let the virus work through you before you come back to church activities. Now, if you want to worship online, certainly, I know we have a couple of Sunday school classes that have a Zoom component to their Sunday school class, so that you can do that safely, obviously. If you are sick and you've been vaccinated, I'm okay if you're only out like 5 days. Just, I would ask, when you come back, wear a mask. And also, again, if you're a member of a Sunday school class or a small group, you might run it by your class just to give them a heads up. There might be some folks in your class that are vulnerable and need you to stay away a little bit longer. So just kind of work that out. I know you'll do the right thing. But the main thing is just to be cognizant of helping to keep people safe by distance and mask. The other thing is, if you have not been sick, but you're around someone who's sick, someone in the household has COVID or is sick, or someone you work with or close to, but you yourself don't have symptoms, if you are not vaccinated, I'm asking you to stay away a few days. If you are vaccinated, I'm okay with you coming back, but just, again, wear a mask, keep distant, and again, if you're in a small group, let folks in your small group know, just in case there's somebody there who's particularly vulnerable. We can care for one another. These are kind of some safe ways that I think we can still function and work together and care for one another within the walls and outside the walls. If you have any questions, let me know. But I know that we'll continue to do the right thing. And I, like you, look forward to a day when we don't have to talk about this anymore. In the meantime, thank you. May God bless you. And I look forward to worshiping with you this Sunday, either live or online.